The Nets take on the Mavericks, 7:30 p.m. Eastern start time. Brooklyn's minus 3.5, totals 215. We're 4-2 in our last 6 board member tier package picks on brockpage.com. And if you want to see which one of these free YouTube picks on my channel that I'm actually betting on personally, there's only one way to do that, and that's to sign up for a membership on my website at brockpage.com. We're also hitting at 70% in our last 10 underdog tier package picks on that very same website. And if you want to access today's underdog tier package pick, it's only going to cost you just $4.99. We currently have over 815 members who are signed up and active on that site. And if you want to access every single pick that I give out on that webpage, make sure you sign up for my board member tier package picks on brockpage.com. Now, the Brooklyn Nets have won 6 out of their last 8 ball games, and they actually play their best basketball on the road. Matter of fact, the Nets are currently winning 80% of their road games, and they currently lead the NBA in shooting the 3 ball away from home. Kevin Durant scoring over 28.5 points a game, 7 rebounds, 5.5 assists for KD. Meanwhile, Jimmy Harden is scoring over 20.5 points a night himself, along with 7 boards, 9 assists. The Nets are currently in the top 3 in road scoring, top 3 in road offensive field goal percentage. They're also leading the NBA in defending the 3 ball on the road as well. The Nets are limiting their opponents to just 30% shooting from beyond the arc when they travel. They're taking on a Dallas team who may have to go to work without Luka and Kristaps. Both players are questionable for tonight's game. Tim Hardaway Jr. is also questionable, and Willie Cauley-Stein is out. The Mavs lost 7 out of their last 9 ball games, and they've struggled offensively all season long. They're dead last in offensive free throw percentage at home, bottom 3 in home offensive rebounding. Dallas is averaging only 104 points per contest. Meanwhile, defensively, the Mavs are also in the bottom 10 in defensive rebounding as well, one of the worst rebounding teams in the NBA. Now, total-wise, Brooklyn went 60% to the over in their last 10 outings. They also saw 6 out of their last 10 road games get over the number as well. I'm going to lean toward Brooklyn minus 3.5 over 215. Next game. Knicks, Spurs, 8:30 Eastern tip-off. New York's minus 2.5, totals 211. But despite how bad they've been recently, the Knicks still play their best basketball on the road. New York's got a .600 win percentage when traveling, and they also successfully cover the point spread in 60% of those road games. New York's played really well on the defensive end of the court at times this season. Matter of fact, they're currently leading the NBA in defensive field goal percentage on the road. The Knicks allow just 103 points per contest away from home, and they're in the top 10 in guarding the 3 ball in that same category. Now, scoring-wise, Julius Randle's averaging over 20 points a night, 10 rebounds, 5 assists for the forward. Meanwhile, R.J. Barrett scoring 14 points a game himself, 5 rebounds, couple assists for Barrett. The Knicks are currently in the top 10 in shooting the 3 ball. They're also in the top 3 in offensive rebounding on the road. Now, injury-wise, New York's relatively healthy at the moment. Meanwhile, for San Antonio, Vassell is questionable. Collins is still out. Now, total-wise, San Antonio is 9-1 to the over on their home court this season. Meanwhile, the Knicks saw their last 3 straight get over the total themselves. I'm going to lean toward New York minus 2.5 over 211. With that, guys, we're going to jump into our next and final matchup. It is going to be Celtics versus the Lakers, 10 o'clock Eastern start time. LA's minus 2.5, totals 220. But despite being favored at home in this one, LA's done a really poor job covering the point spread recently. They're just 1-3 against the spread in their last 4, 30% against the number in their last 10. As a matter of fact, the Lakers are one of the worst covering teams in the entire NBA. They're just 4-11 against the spread at the Staples Center, 33% against the number overall for the season. The Lakers have struggled defensively all season long. They allow more points per contest at home than any other team in the association. They're also in the bottom 5 in defensive rebounding. Now they're taking on a Boston team who won 3 out of their last 4 ball games themselves, 6-3 straight up in their last 9. The Celtics currently lead the NBA in offensive free throw percentage. They're currently in the top 10 in road scoring as well. Jason Tatum scoring over 25 points a game, 8 rebounds, 3 assists for the forward. Meanwhile, Dennis Schroeder is dropping over 17.5 points per contest himself, 3 rebounds, 4 assists for Denny. The Celtics are in the top 5 in road offensive rebounding. Meanwhile, defensively on the other end of the court, Boston is currently in the top 3 in road defensive field goal percentage. Now, injury-wise, Jaylen Brown is questionable with a hammy. Meanwhile, for Los Angeles, Carmelo Anthony is questionable as well. And when it comes to the... Did I say Clippers earlier today in this breakdown? If I did, I'm sorry. It's not the Clippers. It's the Lakers. I can't remember. But anyway, total-wise, LA went 4-1 to the over in their last 5 outings, 70% to the over in their last 10. As a matter of fact, the Lakers are officially 10-5 to the over in their home contests this season. Meanwhile, Boston saw their last 2 straight get over the posted number themselves. I'm going to lean toward Boston plus 2.5 over 220. And with that, guys, now it's time for our quick pick recap. Powered to you by my website at brockpage.com, where we are 4-2 in our last 6 board member tier package picks. I like Brooklyn minus 3.5 over 215. New York Knicks minus 2.5 over 211. Before I give you my next and final free pick for the video, one final reminder that we are also hitting at 70% in our last 10 underdog tier package picks on brockpage.com as well. I like Boston plus 2.5 over 220. And with that, guys, now it's time for our shout out of the day. And that's going to go to George Unick, who said yesterday, "You are very good picks." All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on brockpage.com. If you guys do end up getting a membership here today on my website, just keep in mind, you're going to get billed the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. So if you do end up getting a membership here today on brockpage.com, you're going to get access to that content all the way through the end of December. I always tell folks in every single video, the earlier in the month you sign up, the better. And once again, guys, that board member tier package, well, that's going to give you access to every single pick that I give out on that website all the way through the end of December. It's the best package I have. It's your most lucrative value for your money. But most importantly, guys, gotta thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, guys, happy Tuesday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at brockpage.com.